Hello and welcome back, winners. My name is Michael, and welcome to episode 13 of the Outside Bet, the Friday edition. Boom! The weekend is here. The championship fixtures have been added to our weekend slate, and it's time for our best value free bet for the Saturday, which I know you all like. And we are in the Premier League for that, which I know you also like a lot. I've just noticed the state of my beard. That's going tomorrow, having seen that. Apologies for that. Please like, please subscribe, please comment on the YouTube video. We're getting lots of traction over on TikTok with the winning videos. We're getting lots of comments. We're having requests all the time for the Patreon and the audio only podcast, which are both now at launch stage. And we are just in need of support on the YouTube channel. We get a couple of subscribers every day, which is good, but we also have to remember that we need more. We do it as for free. We give you the free bet every time. Let me just move that camera around so it's not as sunshiny. It's a beautiful day here in England. We had a night off last night, and as such, we had no bets, and that meant I just stayed with my daughter and watched a Christmas movie, which is better than betting. Um, Remember, I'm not addicted to gambling. I'm addicted to trying to win money, and as such, it's a job. And as such, I don't care if I take time off. I'm not trying to get a buzz off taking chances, taking risk. That's what addicted gamblers do. And if you like gambling and you like the chance, and you want to put 10p on a 500 way accumulator, then that's good luck. But I actually don't do that sort of thing. I'm trying to find ways of finding value, sort of investing, but finding value on short-term horizons and actually making real money, which is not the same as getting a buzz off taking a chance with your money. In fact, I only get a buzz if I view that I've taken no chances with my money, hence portfolio betting, hence the Protect Your Bank Evergreen video, which is on our YouTube channel. Right. It turns out the reason I didn't make any bets last night is because those two European trophies that are running on Thursday nights are just an absolute crapshoot. I've got no idea what's going to happen. I've got no idea who's going to win, who's not going to win. So I saw that Celtic won, Palace lost. I don't know whether Palace even fielded a side. I'm out on those tournaments. Fair play, the knockout stages will be different, and also the semi-finals and finals will be very different. Track record's exactly the same. We're up 2 big bets on the week. We're up 6 out of 7 big bets in 2 weeks, and we're up 10 from 12 on this podcast. Can't argue with that, can you? Bearing in mind every bet's at evens. Absolute chicken dinner. Little talking point I always like to throw in, especially on a Friday, but we have got the three big ladies of our league, three of the big clubs, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Man United, slightly reaching pressure points for their managers again. Perhaps not Man United, it's a bit of a stretch. Amorim seems safe as houses. The big guys there aren't going to change Amorim, and he's sort of improving the team. Their XG going forward is excellent. They're vulnerable at the back, but then they didn't buy a six, and I think the whole world knows they needed to buy a six, they needed to buy a centre back. If they can add a six and a centre back, they probably win 4 more games in the season. That's probably 12 more points, and that's probably top five. So I don't think Man United is not a problem. I think Thomas Frank is going to depend on the time given. The Tottenham fans don't like the football, but then Tottenham fans don't like winning performances either. Sometimes it seems they're going to start going down this road of chasing attacking football, and then when they've got it, chasing winning football, and then when they've got it, chasing attacking football. Until they get their attacking players back, we're not going to be able to judge Thomas Frank, in my opinion. So let's wait and see. I don't know whether he'll get that time. If they lose to Fulham, the pressure next week on the double weeks, midweek tickets, etc., is going to be very high. And that moves us on to the pressure on big Arnie Slot and an away trip to West Ham. And there is a major problem with West Ham, isn't there? It's an Olympic stadium with a running track, and that technical area is massive. And do you know what big technical areas do to managers? They leave them looking extremely vulnerable on the long takeaway shot from Sky Sports. If West Ham are winning that game at any point by 2 goals, Sky will do that pan away, leaving Arnie Slot in the technical area looking lonely, isolated, and losing. Now, obviously, Liverpool are massive favourites for the game. We're not going to bet on the game because that's an absolute madman's ticket. But it is worth bearing in mind, my friends, that he is under pressure. And if they go behind, that team looks extremely vulnerable. Canate has to play, and he is poor. They have still not got a proper six. Grab and Birch doing the job on his own, and they've only got Sabotslai trying. This is the week for Mo Salah to step up. If he was to score a penalty and a lucky goal off his bum, 2 goals, boom, they win 2-1. They go into Wednesday night the following weekend, the easier fixtures going up into AFCON. They bring Florian Wirtz back. Ideally, they get Isak scoring in the goal. That's another thing. If that happens, then it's a better sign. Their underlying data has improved a lot, but they just can't defend, and their defensive data is just not good enough for a club of their size. We've done the leans on the Championship. Now, yesterday we gave out all the leans on all the leagues, which we never normally do. That's private for the patron top tier. We didn't give out the Championship leans. So in order for this to be a completely free week for everyone, we're going to give out the leans on the Championship now, which is we have overs in Portsmouth, Stoke, Coventry and Millwall. And we have supremacy value on Stoke, Coventry, West Brom and Derby. As ever, that means you can just take those bets and find value in the other markets. Remember, there is a double count in there. The Stoke and Coventry games have both got overs and home team favourites. That's the same bet. It just means that our system is saying there'll be more goals than the bookies, and the bookies are saying that that home team will win. So our system is then saying the home team will win by more than the bookies. That's the same bet. It's just more goals. We've had a bet on each of those for the private members in the premium WhatsApp group service, which is something completely different and not something valid for really this discussion. We have started to see, as I said yesterday, we give the leans out on Thursdays to our patrons. That some of the value has started to disappear already. Funnily enough, it hasn't all disappeared this week, and I think that's because of the Champions League. The big players, the whales, if you like, haven't really come to betting on their weekend football yet. They'll do that this afternoon, this evening, and tomorrow morning, and then the value will be eaten up on Saturday's slate. So this is a good chance to get your bets on. I brought in a little focus. By the way, if you want to listen to all the leans for this weekend while there is still value, you're watching this now, go back to the YouTube channel, watch episode 12. It's not after the big bet section, it's before it, and you'll see me just read out very boring all the leans for all the leagues, and there's still value on loads of those. That's episode 12. I had a quick highlight look at the big match of the weekend, Chelsea-Arsenal, and the reason for that is simple. Our models are showing that Chelsea should win this 2-1, or more precisely 1.74 to 1.04 for Arsenal. It's very thin, that lead. It's not really bet onable. I would think that 1-1 or 2-1 to Chelsea is a likely scoreline. I think that both teams would take a 1-1 draw if they were offered it right now, and that brings with its own problems. If you know that both teams would take a 1-1 draw, sure, inside the game there might be momentum, there might be injuries, there might be sendings off, there might be a fight. There's loads of drama and narrative inside a game of football. But that happening, i.e. excluding that, then both teams with 15 minutes to go will take a 1-1. And that means that the draw odds are probably wrong. Because if both teams are prepared to settle for it, then all of their XG data, when they haven't been prepared to settle for anything after 75 minutes, is completely meaningless. So I would be very careful on this game. Sure, there is value in betting on Chelsea, because our model thinks that Chelsea will be strong and everyone else thinks Arsenal are favourites. So if you want to find some value and you want to have a bet on a massive game when you're with your mates, etc., maybe a lean towards Chelsea with a bookmaker. Remember, if you're betting against a mate in a pub, even style, then you just pick the favourite. That's obvious, isn't it? I think that's obvious. Right. I've got to go because it's a beautiful day. My son and daughter-in-law to be, maybe in the future, that hasn't happened yet, I'm just guessing, are moving into their first ever house today. So they're getting the keys at midday. So I've got to go. So I've got to still process this video and push it up. But it's a time for a big smile and the timestamp that says the big bet is coming. The timestamp for the big bet is going to be 9 minutes 30. Thanks all for listening to the first half. It means the world to us if you listen to our boring football chat and our ramblings about the markets and everything else. But actually, we know you all come here 9:30. Hello, everyone, and the big bet is incoming. 9 minutes 30 was the time, so please like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube video. If you come here just for the big free bet and you've skipped the whole of the preamble, fair play to you. But do us a solid favour of saying thank you by liking, subscribing and following us on all of our social platforms. comments are great because comments get us up the algorithm, but also give us something to talk about next week when we can answer all your questions and give you a credit in the podcast for your question and teach you a bit about your gambling. If you've got a question on how to place markets, how you could have made money out of one of our leans, anything like that, we will answer it. Our members were on this bet yesterday and they wanted a Premier League bet, and so we have found them one. There's actually quite a few leans in the Premier League currently. Now, that a lot of those values will get eaten up by tomorrow morning, but we are seeing a 2.1 to 1 bet, which is way better than evens, on over 2.75 goals in this market. That's the Asian goals line. It means half a bet on over 3 goals, half a bet on over 2.5. But you know that we have this match as 3.7 goals. So let's put that into context. You can the Asian handicap market is 2.75 goals. We have got 3.7 goals. We round that up if we're looking at the individual scores, and our prediction for that game is a 3-1 home win, which is 4 goals, and we are going to make money on this market from 2.75 goals up. It's the perfect overs trade, really, and this is how it looks because it's home win, it's going to be exciting, and they don't all come in, but they all should come in because that's how value works. Stop teasing, did you say? Did you say that those who just jumped to the timestamp? Well, here we go. We are back in the Premier League, and we are on Brentford. The Brentford game. We've got a home win 3-1 to Brentford here. And anything that goes along with that. Long goals, long players, long FPL points if you've got an interest. And I'm on a free hit this week, so I should know. And I've got 3 Brentford. So get on the goals, get on the Brentford fixture. Good luck. Goodbye. Much love from me. And we will see you all tomorrow with hopefully a little catch-up video, a little introduction to Sunday, and maybe a little look at how Friday night's football went. Love you all. Be safe, be nice, and have a good Friday.